Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp.
Yes, it is. It is time for hemp. And I tell you, I love that groovy music that we listen to from the illusions of music. And I can certainly tell you that the visuals that you see, I'm from Indiana, so we say visuals wrong, are beautifully done by my joint host, Al Graham, up in Canada. Hey, Al.
Hey, Casper. Thanks for the kind words.
Time for hemp.
Yes, I'm taking time for hemp.
You are welcome.
That's right.
And I do want to remind the audience that anytime you hear the word joint, make it a point to hit your bongs, your pipes, your vaporizers, and take time for hemp. And Al Graham, you are doing a lot of noise up there in Canada, aren't you?
I sure am. Find me at paceradio.net. It's where you'll find people advocating cannabis education, and we touch on psychedelics as well.
And we've also got a groovy joint host who's a great author. If you get a moment, I would encourage you to get his book. His name is Al Byrne. Hey, Al.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Yes, thank you for holding up the book, as always, Casper. He does that so well. And I wrote it, and it's 360 pages long, and it's a 40-year history, essentially, of how medical cannabis came to be in the United States, in fact, the world. Who did it, how they did it, sacrifices made, the opposition, which was government, and there's a lot of good guys mentioned. I wanted to mention the good guys because what is it? The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. And so I wanted to make sure that the good in the medical cannabis community was not interred with their bones. So anyway, that's why I wrote the book. And along the way, I became a big-time advocate for veterans. Just so everybody understands, there's two veterans on this show right now. I'm a Navy vet, and Casper's an Army vet, and even so, we still talk to each other. But we're very interested in veterans. We do quite a bit of veteran shows about them or with them or something, and that's what today is. Today is a fella from the central part of Florida. I'm in the Panhandle, what they call Panhandle. I'm 4 or 5 hours west of this guy, but he's in the Orlando area, and what he does is veteran orientated to the max. It's a great organization that he's put together. It's all about his effort, really. I know he's going to mention some other people, and he should, but this is Robb Harmon. Let's bring him in here. Robb, there he is.
Hello.
And you can see behind him is a significant amount of green, and this is what Robb Harmon does. He brings cannabis to veterans in Florida, and he's going to tell us, I hope, maybe that's going to expand some. But welcome, Robb.
Thank you, Casper. Al, appreciate you being here today.
Well, we've
give me a little bit of time.
We've had an interview with Robb before, maybe now a year ago or something. I can't remember, and it was very well done. What we're doing here is we wanted to bring Robb back because now we're on Citizen Green TV, which is veteran orientated and cannabis orientated, herbal orientated. And again, that's what Robb Harmon is into. And so we wanted to give that lesson that he has, this operation that he has, a much more broader audience with the TV show. So that's why we're here, Robb, to understand how you got going. I know from past talk that your family was heavily into the military, and so why don't you start with that? How the military background of your family?
So my dad's military. Both my grandfathers are military. My brother's military. I am not
What does that
military.
mean? Army, Navy, Marines?
One of each, actually.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. I went to college and smoked weed, and I did not sign up and go into the services. So thankful to them. So I didn't have to do that stuff. So I have a medical marijuana doctor's office. We've been in business for over 7 years. We have 8,000 patients. And the first couple of years of just talking to so many veterans that wanted an opportunity at a better quality of life through cannabis or without the VA drugs or any type of natural thing they wanted, they just simply couldn't afford it. Every person, time after time after time, low, I want to try it. I just simply can't afford it. Average cost in Florida is about $200 to see the doctor, another $77 to pay to the state. Well, they simply can't afford that. So I decided let's start a nonprofit and let's pay for it. We'll get some sponsors. We'll be huge. We'll get this thing going. Great, grandiose ideas. The sponsors didn't quite come like I wanted them to, but we still did it. We're on our 47th month of doing it. We do 21 veterans every month. And the reason 21 is picked, it just gives them ample time to speak with the doctor, to speak with us about dosages, about ratio products, about starting slow, about tracking, about trying to dial in your actual dosage instead of just trying anything and see what works best for you. So we try to
get. Just covered a handful of topics there that give me a handful of questions, like who makes the medications, who comes up with the dosage, how is that determined by each patient? I mean, you would buy quite a plethora of knowledge without sharing how it's all done.
Well, okay. Well, in general, I mean, it's really such an individual patient thing. We give them a standard amount of every route: edibles, topicals, sublinguals, flower. They get a little bit of everything. And we do teach them about terpenes. We teach them to pull COAs from the dispensaries and see which terpenes are the most dominant. If you've smoked something or had it in another way that you really liked it, go and look at those COAs, see those dominant terpenes, and target other products that have those same terpenes. And that will help you dial in your dosage and your medication. So we teach them that part of it. And a lot of them never even heard of terpenes before. And it's super interesting. And a lot of people really get into it to try to get the perfect dosage or the perfect mix of whatever format you wanted, whether it's edibles or flower or the most.
Well, and then the other question too is, if you're dealing with a variety of terpenes and flavors and buds, who is growing that variety? I mean, you must have more than just like one strand that you're working with. Do you have one grower? Is it just you? You got a variety of growers? How do you pick it out?
Currently we just use the dispensary stuff. I mean, I don't have a license here in Florida. This mainly is just for looks you see in the background. But that is our plans for the future of Veterans Cannabis Care, to grow our own, to formulate our own topicals and tinctures, and maybe get some high CBG type flower and really do some R&D with that. I'm working with a company called Eden now that you will see the Veterans Cannabis Care products in the Florida dispensary stores. We'll have our own line of flowers and topicals and vapes. That's coming soon. I think that's really going to help spread the word, as well as hopefully we can do some more veterans too by the little bit of profits that come in.
I guess we should mention here, folks, Florida is obviously cannabis legal medically. So everything we're talking about here is everything's up and up. What Rob is referring to is the dispensary system in Florida. I think it's rather large. I know I'm about an hour from Tallahassee, Rob, and I go up there and damn, it seems like there's 18 or 20 different dispensaries. Is that kind of numbers what you see where you are?
Well, there was originally 22 licenses given out. There's been a couple random ones given out recently, some Pigford license given out. So, and it's from seed to sale here. So there's only basically 25 companies covering the entire state. We're the third most populous state, the second most populous veteran state. So it's kind of some little monopolies they've created, for lack of a better way to explain it. So there's 20 companies. There's probably 800 stores currently in the state of Florida.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah, 800 in the state. Okay, so that's a reasonable number, but it should be bigger than that. Obviously, this is a big place geographically.
Right. Some of the vendors, one of the vendors had 50% of the market. So some of them are a lot smaller, but they're expanding. A couple new licenses are coming on track. They gave out 22 licenses back almost 2 Aprils ago, and they awarded the licenses, but they haven't allowed the people to move forward with them. So that's kind of at a standstill here now too. And hopefully when the more competition comes, it'll open up and we'll get a little better products and a little cheaper prices too.
Well, yeah, there was a bad history here in Florida, folks. When this situation began, we're going to have dispensaries. The legislature here passed a law that was unbelievably unconstitutional, biased, prejudiced. It basically said something like, unless you had were actually operating a nursery, grow bushes, you could not get a dispensary license in Florida. And so it's been bigger, but it's not big enough. But Rob, give the folks an idea of a veteran needs cannabis, the process. What are they required to do? How much is it going to cost for the cannabis, et cetera, et cetera?
Okay, so if typically the state doesn't give any discounts for veterans, whether it's through the card renewal or through the doctor's offices for renewals. Typical cost for them is $200 in Florida, then $77 to see the state. If they come through Veterans Cannabis Care, we pay for everything. We cover the doctor's cost, which stays them $200, and then $77.75 to the state. We cover that also.
That's every year, though, right?
We only do the initial. Our plan is to continue to cover the renewals, but based on money, we haven't been able to do that so far.
Okay, but the state is 1 year for that.
Yeah, the state is every year, and then the 7-month recommendation is every 7 months. So you do have to come back and see the doctor just by telemed every 7 months to get re-upped.
And what's a cost for bud? If I go in there and get an ounce, what am I going to do here?
It's a range. I mean, you can get, say, eighths for as little as $12, but as much as $65.
Wow.
So there's a pretty wide range out there based on quality, based on, taste, flavors, all that. But there's a little bit out there for everybody, but the prices are way high and way low. So
being that you work through the stores, do you work through a certain stores, or are you just basically connecting the patients to the product via the retail businesses, being that you're not growing?
Well, I do. When we do the event, I typically have a sponsorship by one of the dispensaries, and they'll come in and kind of pitch their products to them there, give them some specials to go to their place first and some other stuff. So we do that through the dispensaries. I don't always get a dispensary to sponsor. Ever since Amendment 3 didn't go through, some of them are a little bit cheap. So if I don't get a sponsor, I just cover it. It's just part of my monthly budget because we can't stop doing it. You just got to keep doing it. And I am working with one specific company called Eden. They're new. They've got one store open. They've got 3 more coming, and that's one that we've done a partnership with, where I'm going to be doing a line of products through them too.
Good.
Okay, 21 guys, girls a month is your goal.
That's what we do the last Tuesday of every month.
Okay, so you've been meeting that goal. And do you have a growth goal?
I can grow immediately. I have a list of at least 200 vets in the state of Florida that are on my waiting list. Again, I can only do it once a month. A lot of them are incapacitated, can't drive, don't have a car. There's many reasons. A lot of them can't come to the initial appointment because it has to be done in person. So I've got this list of all these people, and now moving forward, when I talk about the network, hopefully we're going to be able to service those people, but they do have to come in, which really limits the amount of people that I can do. But my waiting list is long. I usually book about 3 weeks before the event, and within 4 days, it's completely full.
Wow.
Now, when you say we, who is we? Who's overseeing the organization that you've put together, and who helps fund it and bring it all? I mean, it's got to be a big project, so I'm sure you got to tip your hat to a few people helping you.
Well, you'd be surprised. It's not as big as it sounds. I have the doctor that works for me. Her name is Dr. Wilson King. She's been with us a couple of years. She is absolutely amazing. She is what I would say a doctor is if I could design one. She cares about a patient. She listens to them. She lets them be heard. She's pro-cannabis. She's really amazing. She's the doctor. And then we only have one doctor. And then I have Elizabeth Hall, who's my executive director. This woman is an absolute superstar. She is the run of the front of the house. I'm just kind of the thought guy and the implementation, but she actually implements it herself and takes pride in it, really cares about it, and is really devoted to the cause. So I want to give out some serious love to both of those special human beings that really help us.
Super.
Yeah, well, it sounds like that doctor, sounds like somebody we'd like to interview, actually.
Sounds like I had the same thought, Al.
yeah. I mean, we like to hear doctors who have practical clinical experience, especially with veterans.
So, Rob, look, Rob, I got a question too. It's like you're like 100, like the rest of us. You could be sitting in the back patio, watching the clouds go by, smoking your pipe, doing nothing. What has motivated you to get up and spend your life and time doing this?
That's an awesome question. A lot of my life, I've been really successful, and I've always kind of had this void, and I'm not sure what that void was. And when I started helping veterans for the first time, that void was gone, and I've just been on a mission ever since. It's not work for me. It's fun. It's help. It's ever life-changing for so many people. We could save lives every single month when we do events. We may have saved a life, and that alone is worth everything I put into it.
And then the other question, Al Byrne likes to ask this question, so I'm going to ask it. What got you into the cannabis movement? How did you discover cannabis in the first place?
I smoked cannabis for the first time on Halloween of, wow, I don't know what year it was. It was the early 80s, maybe 81 or 82. We smoked out of a makeshift pipe made out of apple.
I remember those.
And that was one of the first times my brain stopped, which is a good thing.
Oh, okay.
It just really calmed it down, allowed me to. So ever since then, I've been literally obsessed with it. I saw it growing for the first time in college, and that just really made the obsession get even more. I have experience growing through the years, so it's just really cathartic for me. I actually volunteer at one of the dispensaries here in town once a week, just because I love the plant so much, and I want to help it.
Do you consider yourself a patient?
I am a patient, and I'm also a practicing patient and a practicing medical marijuana enthusiast.
I've got a question for you. I know that you brought something to show everything, to show everybody today. Would you like to do that now?
Sure, let's do that now.
Okay, I'll bring that up. Here we go. Go back to the beginning.
All right, let's see.
Roadmap.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go. All right, so we've been doing this in Florida for 4 years now, and I'm just assuming, and I know that the demand in the rest of the United States is the same as it here in Florida. We do have the second most populous state of veterans here in Florida, but veterans are all in need. So our mission is free access for veterans all across the United States, whether it's us paying for them, whether it's us getting doctors to see them for free, or us getting the states to change these laws that at least not charge them the cost of a fee of an annual card of $77 or what it is in every other state. They just don't have the money. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit here. If you see the ones in green are the medical only states. We decided to target those first. Going to a recreational state, we're about access, and in general, they do have access to it there. Now there's some advantages to being medical in those states, but this is our path we thought would be the best to start with, least resistance wise. So you see all the green is where we're going. Good. Now here's kind of our roadmap to access for veterans. So Florida is where our stronghold is. We've done lots of veterans here. So Florida will continue to be here. We'll just expand. They also have the second largest veteran population and have a lot of sponsors here also. And then I sorted them by telemed. It's so much easier getting a patient to pick up a phone than getting a car and drive, and especially if they don't have a car, they can't drive. So we sorted them then by telemed, first time visits only. Georgia and West Virginia were picked as first and second because I have some partners there. They're going to help with spreading our program and spreading their vision. And then from there, I continued to sort them through telemed. So Texas was the next in line just because it has the most veteran population. And you'll see I've kind of gone down through there. And then the states that we'll target after that, Alabama, Kentucky, Arkansas, they don't have telemed first time visits. So this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge, but we'll go there at some point.
I see several there with no state vet program either.
Most of them have no state program. If it does have a state program, it's a Medicaid or SNAP but you can see there's a lot of big ends there, and we're not real happy with that. And Florida looks like to be one of the most expensive states too for the annual renewal costs.
Yeah.
So this is just a map of the state of Florida. You'll see these are the veterans that we've helped so far in the state of Florida. Every dot is a different city that they've traveled from to come to us. As you can see, Al, there's one over there in Panama City by you. Came all the way this far just to get a free card.
Yeah, it's a long ride though.
And then you'll see this is each city in the little spreadsheet here that we've actually serviced a veteran from and how many we've serviced from that city alone. So you see it's pretty broad in the state of Florida. The demand is quite great. And they will drive from a long distance away to save $300 and get a little bit of love and some support.
Yeah.
Well, I think that love and support part is bigger than most people understand.
Oh, for sure. They come here and it's a great experience for them because it's the first time they can come and they can be honest about their cannabis use if they are currently using. They're not going to be judged, maybe called a drug addict or whatever they may have experienced in normal life or VA or whatever. They come here, they're not judged, they feel safe, they feel heard, and they feel cared for. So it's a great experience for them. And that's typically why we do it in a veteran type setting every month. So more veterans will be here and other people will feel a little bit more comfortable. But here's just some of the ones we've done. You see some of the MSOs that we've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
And then here is, we just won this recently. This is a contest. It's a really big contest here in Central Florida. You have to be nominated first, and then if you get a certain amount of nominations, and then it goes to a public vote. They picked the top 10, and then they did down to the top 3, and we ended up in 3rd place. The one good thing, I'm not really a 3rd place guy, I'd rather have 1st, but the one positive thing out of it was that we were the only cannabis related nominee that won a space in a non-cannabis category. So I thought
There you go. Congratulations.
That's number 1 in my book, baby.
Right, no, exactly.
That's enough of the slide. So
and having those 2 words together, Veterans Cannabis, excellent. Congratulations. Wonderful.
Yes.
Let me go a question. You said something. I want to hear it right. You said we bring the veterans in once a month to I think something like a veteran orientated venue.
Well, we do the event the last Tuesday of every month, and we do it just that day, just for vets.
Yeah.
So as other vets are coming in, they're seeing vets there. They're talking to them. They're feeling a little more comfortable because a lot of them have never used cannabis before. They're scared about their federal benefits, about testing positive. Those kind of things make them feel comfortable that, hey, it's okay. There's other veterans here.
Right.
So I think having other veterans there really, really helps instead of me just having them in randomly once in a while.
I just gotta ask, do you ask them for the DD-214?
Yes, we do. One person tried to come in and didn't have one, believe it or not.
And for civilian people, that the DD-214 is the legal document that verifies your rank when you separated from the military and that you were in the military. And it's a piece of paper that if you lose it, you never get a copy of it. And if you've been in the military, you make sure you never lose it.
Yeah, well, you can get a copy. Are there people, vets that come to you and still think that they use cannabis, they may lose their vet benefits?
Absolutely. Yep,
really?
Absolutely.
Well, we got to work on that.
There's so many bad rumors out there, and a lot of people, especially if you're a lifetime military, you want to take the chance of losing those benefits you've worked so hard for. So you believe the hype that's out there instead of the actual source that it comes from.
Well, let me just say right now to the audience: if I'm a veteran, if I use cannabis and go to the VA, they say hi. All right, you do not lose anything using cannabis in the VA. The VA 15 years ago told their folks, everybody, that if a patient came in, a veteran came in and using cannabis, that they were to treat that cannabis like they would any other medical product. That was 15 years ago. No one has lost benefits, guys. No one. And you will not be in that category. You can use cannabis at Robb Harmon's operation or anywhere else, and you'll be all right. But I didn't mean to interrupt, but we want to make sure you understand that.
Well, we've made some progress here. We have Lake Nona and Baldwin Park VAs that actually have our flyer that give to veterans and say, hey, you might want to go check this program out. They do it the last Tuesday of every month. I'm not sure how they got there. Another veteran brought them there, but every month of the 21, 3 or 4 come from the VA directly. Now, they're not supposed to talk to them in a state that's not recreational, but they're starting to have a little bit of empathy. The stigma is not as bad as it used to be. So we are getting a lot of them directly from the VA, which is awesome.
Well, that's great. That's super. Yeah.
Now, what I would like you to do now, we're getting down towards the end of the half hour, and what you do is amazing, and the work you do is very significant and important. But it's also a task that requires a lot of people involved. So this is your opportunity to look dead into the camera, to the audience and the world, and let them know who you're looking for and how they can help and what type of people you need to make this succeed.
Thank you. Well, we're currently looking for anybody that believes in our vision, that believes that veterans need free access, that cannabis will make veterans' lives a lot better and may even save some lives. So anybody that has any type of feeling for veterans, we're open to any type of partnerships or donations. We just want to help as many veterans as we possibly can, period.
And how do they reach you to make that happen?
They can contact me by email at rob@veteranscannabiscare.org, or they can give me a call at 407-325-9138.
And look into the camera again at the people out there who need medical cannabis and need your help, and let them know what you can do for them.
Well, if you're struggling with VA drugs, or you just want an alternative to VA drugs or big pharma drugs, we're here for you. Hopefully we're going to be in your area so you don't have to drive. If you can't drive, we're slowly extending throughout Florida. So I will help you at some point. Be patient with us, but we will be here for you.
And we really admire the work that you're doing. We want to keep a spotlight on you and your organization. So I'd like to have you back off and on throughout the next year as a guest on the show.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
And you might even bring with you a doctor or one of your patients that you're assisting, so we can find out about some of the things that are happening in that area as well.
And we'll have a little more details on the network and how we're progressing. And I know the doctor would love to be here.
That would
That sounds great, Rob. Thanks so much for coming by, man.
Thank you, guys.
And Albert, I want to thank you for bringing such an amazing guest to the show. Let them know quickly about your book.
Well, the book is full of amazing people like Robb Harmon. Again, people that have done well for patients in various capacities, whose name you don't know, I do, and I just had to write it down. So that, and again, we'll say this out loud, that book and everything we do here, including this interview, is being made of a part of the Colorado State University's Special Collections Archive for their library system, which means that all of that information in that book and in the stuff that Rob has just been talking about will be there literally forever for historians, researchers, archive students, to find out just what went down and who did it and how they did it. That's it.
And Al Graham, I tell you, it's an honor to stand in the foxhole with you shoulder to shoulder and fight this war on cannabis prohibition. And your work up in Canada is needed and amazing.
Thank you, Casper, for the very kind words. We work hard at it. We, just don't like what the government's been saying about cannabis. We made sure that people found out the truth. So,
and how do they find you again?
You can find the PACE network at paceradio.net, and there the subject is people advocating cannabis education and psychedelics.
And I do want to remind people, if you go to timeforhemp.news, there's all kinds of groovy free stuff you can download. We got free music about how wonderful cannabis is from the illusions of music. We got podcasts you can download, videos you can watch. We even got newsletters and blog posts all about how important it is to take time for hemp.
Look at all that money, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, it's time for hemp. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Throughout Earth's history, hemp has been used, no mystery. Hemp was legal to pay your taxes for more than a century. Check your faxes, founding fathers make sense to me. It's time to grow hemp legally. Think of all its uses, it's money that's well spent. Right now, no excuses, it's time for hemp. Sustainable green industry, that's our intent. A better place this world will be. It's time for hemp. Fuel and food and clothes and soap, housing, cars. Yeah, cars, no joke. Henry Ford built a car of hemp. It's time for us to do it again. People be employed with balanced farming as it's meant. Right now it's time for hemp. Hemp is a true necessity for the wealth and protection of this country. Thomas Jefferson spoke those words. He knew the value of these herds. It's time to lift the hemp ban. It's time to make a strong stand. Yes, we can. I know we can. I know we can. We can make a difference. Yes, we can. Just like birds of a feather, we can work together and lift the hemp ban. Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they've spent. Take another look, take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for pay because it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation